Next, let's start making the body. If the head and body are the same color, you can continue with the same thread. If it's a strawberry pig, switch to red. For a pineapple pig, switch to yellow. If you're changing colors, use different yarn. If not, continue with the same color. It's the same as before. Magic ring, 6 single crochets SC. What we're crocheting now is the same as the beginning. If you haven't learned yet, watch the head tutorial. The first to the 5th rounds are all the same. Follow the head tutorial up to the 5th round, then come back here. I won't explain in as much detail here. After finishing crocheting, pull the loop tight. Find the first stitch and make a slip stitch S's. After the slip stitch S's, make a chain stitch. If there's a gap, tighten it. The second round is 6 single crochets SC of increased stitching, meaning 2 single crochets SC in each hole. After the first single crochet SC, place a stitch marker. After the first single crochet SC, continue crocheting. Same method, crochet the remaining increased stitching. After finishing, there are a total of 12 stitches. Find the first stitch and make a slip stitch S's. The third round is 1 single crochet SC and 1 increased single crochet ink. Repeat 6 times. Start with a single crochet SC. In the second hole, make an increased stitching. Next, 1 single crochet SC and 1 increased stitching. The first set is done. Repeat for 5 more sets. The third round consists of 18 stitches. Find the first stitch, make a slip stitch S's, then make a chain stitch. For the fourth round, it's 2 single crochets SC and 1 increased stitching. Here, stagger the increased stitches ink. Start with a single crochet SC and then an increased stitching. After finishing, crochet 2 single crochets SC. Then crochet 1 increased stitching. Once the increased stitching is done, continue with 2 single crochets SC and 1 increased stitching. After finishing, crochet 2 single crochets SC. Then crochet 1 increased stitching. Continue crocheting like this for the entire round. Crochet the remaining stitches. Repeat this pattern 6 times in total. For the last stitch, crochet 1 single crochet SC. The fourth round has a total of 24 stitches. Find the first stitch, make a slip stitch S's, then make a chain stitch. For the fifth round, it's 3 single crochets SC and 1 increased stitching. Start with 3 single crochets SC. Remember to place a stitch marker on the first stitch. After finishing the single crochets SC, crochet 1 increased stitching. Once the increased stitching is done, 1 set is complete. Repeat this pattern for 5 more sets. When crocheting, be sure to pull the loop tight. Otherwise, the gaps between stitches may be too large. For the last stitch of this round, crochet 1 increased stitching. The fifth round has a total of 30 stitches. Find the first stitch, make a slip stitch S's, then make a chain stitch. The sixth round consists of 4 single crochets SC and 1 increased stitching combination. Since it's an even round, we stagger the increased stitches ink. Start with 2 single crochets SC. Then crochet 1 increased stitching. Next, crochet 4 single crochets SC and 1 increased stitching as usual. Because we stagger the increased stitches ink, start with 2 single crochets SC. The last 2 single crochets SC of this round match the first 2, forming 4 single crochets SC. These 2 single crochets form 4 single crochets. Next, crochet 4 single crochets followed by 1 increased stitching. There are a total of 6 sets. Continue crocheting the remaining part. When there are 2 stitches left, crochet to single crochets directly. The sixth round consists of 36 stitches. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, then make a chain stitch. The seventh round consists of 5 single crochets and 1 increased stitching. After crocheting 5 single crochets, crochet 1 increased stitching. Repeat this pattern, making a total of 6 sets, and complete this round. The total number of stitches in the 7th round is 42. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and then make a chain stitch. From the 8th to the 12th rounds, there are 42 single crochets in each round. There are a total of 5 rounds. We won't show it here. Everyone should complete it on their own. Crochet until the 12th round. Don't crochet too many rounds. Too many can make the body look unattractive. So, everyone, remember to count the rounds. Now, I've crocheted up to the 12th round. Let's double check the round count. After completing the 12th round, the next is the 13th round. For the 13th round, start by crocheting 5 single crochets. After completing 5 single crochets, crochet a decreased stitch deck. I've taught everyone about the decreased stitch deck before. First, insert the hook through one loop, then through the next loop. Merge the first 2 loops, then merge the last 2 loops. Tighten the loops, then crochet 5 single crochets. After crocheting 5 single crochets, continue with a decreased stitch deck. After completing the decreased stitch deck, tighten the loops. Now, continue crocheting 5 single crochets. After completing the single crochets, crochet a decreased stitch deck. After completing the decreased stitch deck, crochet 5 single crochets. After completing 5 single crochets, crochet a decreased stitch deck. This is the final set. For the last 2 stitches, decrease 1 stitch. The 13th round consists of 36 stitches. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and tighten the loops. Then, make a chain stitch. The 14th round consists of 36 single crochets. Count the stitches while crocheting. After completing this round, I'll demonstrate the last round. After completing the 14th round, it should look like this. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and make a chain stitch. After completing the final round, sew it together with the head. The final round for the head consists of 30 stitches. The final round for the body also consists of 30 stitches. It matches the size of the head perfectly. It's suitable for sewing together. The 15th round consists of 4 single crochets and 1 decreased stitch deck. Start by crocheting 4 single crochets. Then, crochet 1 decreased stitch deck. That completes 1 set. Crochet 5 sets like this to complete the round. That completes this round with a total of 30 stitches. Now, let's count and tighten the loops. Crochet a slip stitch S's, then cut the yarn. There's no need to leave a long tail, as we already left one for the head. So, just leave a bit here. Then, you can trim it off. The body part is done now. Now, we can stuff it with cotton filling. Just fill the body up. Once filled, we'll move on to making the arms. After completing all the parts, we'll sew them together. Set the body aside for now. There's no need to change the yarn for the arms. But for the feet, we'll need to change the yarn. So, let's start by teaching how to make the feet. If the arms require a yarn change, we'll do them together with the feet. The method for changing yarn is the same. Now, let's begin making these feet. Start by taking out the red yarn, the same color as the nose. Then, we continue with this red yarn. First, make a round with the middle finger, starting with 4 single crochets SC. Insert the hook and make a chain stitch first. Then, inside this loop, crochet 4 single crochets, SC. After completing 4 single crochets SC, tighten the loop. Find the first stitch and make a slip stitch S's. Then, insert the hook and pull the yarn out. We'll crochet the back loops next. After completing 4 single crochets SC, pull the loop again. Make another chain stitch. The second round is 1 single crochet SC followed by an increased stitching, crocheting 2 sets in total. First, crochet 1 single crochet SC. Then, crochet an increased stitching. That completes 1 set. Continue with another single crochet SC. Then, crochet another increased stitching. After finishing, flip it and make a slip stitch S's. If you flip it after the slip stitch S's, it won't turn properly. Push it out like this first, then flip it. After flipping, insert the hook and make a slip stitch S's. Normally, when inserting the hook for a slip stitch S's, you need to pull this strand over. We're changing yarn now, so cut the yarn. Find one of the head-colored yarn strands. Then, pull it through. After inserting the hook, hold the yarn like this in your hand. Hold it and pull it through. After pulling it through, shorten the back strand a bit. Leaving it too long wastes yarn. Hold the red and skin-colored yarn together. Place them under the hook and make a chain stitch. Tighten it, then continue with 6 single crochets, SC. After completing 6 single crochets SC, tuck the yarn end inside. Cut the yarn end if it's too long. Stuffing too much will make the foot bulge. No need to stuff cotton in hands or feet. After 6 stitches, find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and make a chain stitch. Tighten the loop, slip stitch S's, and make a chain stitch. The 4th round is 1 single crochet SC followed by an increased stitching. Repeat this pattern 3 times. Start with 1 single crochet SC. Then make an increased stitching. That completes 1 set. Continue with the rest. After completing this round, find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and make a chain stitch. Tighten the loop and make a chain stitch. Leave a 10 cm strand here for sewing later. Use the hook to pull the yarn end out tightly. This tightens it up. The other leg follows the same method. After making both legs, set them aside. Next, let's start making the hands. If you need to change yarn for the hands, follow the same method as for the legs. Here, I'm teaching you a solid color. Start with the skin-colored yarn, make a magic ring, and crochet 6 single crochets SC. After completing 6 single crochets SC, tighten the loop. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's. If changing yarn, do it at the beginning of the second round. Continue until the 6th round, crocheting 6 single crochets SC each round. A total of 6 rounds. No further explanation needed here. If changing yarn, insert the hook in the second round. Six rounds are completed here. Find the first stitch. If changing yarn, hook it through and cut the yarn. Hook the new yarn through and pull out the back loop. Press both yarn ends under the hook and make a chain stitch. Then flip it over. If not flipped now, it will be harder later. After flipping, roll it with your hand to make it round. This will make the hand more rounded. Continue crocheting until the 6th round. Crochet to hands in total. No demonstration needed here. After finishing, pull out the yarn and cut it. Leave about 10 centimeters for sewing later. Two legs are done. Then, to hands. Next, let's make the ears. Similarly, make a magic ring and crochet 6 single crochets SC. Start by creating the ring and then proceed with crocheting. This part is the same as making the head. If you haven't learned the magic ring yet, you can watch the previous video. For the first round, simply crochet 6 single crochets SC. In the second round, crochet 1 single crochet SC followed by 1 increased stitching for a total of 3 sets. Start with 1 single crochet SC, then crochet 1 increased stitching. An increased stitching means crocheting 2 single crochets SC in 1 stitch. Now, I've completed 1 single crochet SC and 1 increased stitching, which is the first set. Now, finish crocheting the remaining sets. The total stitch count for this round is 9 stitches. Find the first stitch, slip stitch S's, and make a chain stitch. For the third round, start with 1 single crochet SC followed by 1 increased stitching. Then, crochet 2 single crochets SC followed by 1 increased stitching. This completes 1 set. Continue crocheting 2 single crochets SC followed by 1 increased stitching. Continue with 2 single crochets SC followed by 1 increased stitching. After completing this set, there's 1 stitch left. Simply crochet 1 single crochet SC for the last stitch. The total stitch count for the third round is 12 stitches. Then find the first stitch, slip stitch S's. For the fourth round, crochet 3 single crochets SC followed by 1 increase stitch ink, repeating for 3 sets. Start by crocheting 3 single crochets SC. After completing 3 single crochets SC, crochet 1 increase stitch ink. This set is complete. Crochet to more sets. After completing the increased stitching, find the first stitch, slip stitch S's. The total stitch count for the fourth round is 15 stitches. For the fifth round, crochet 3 single crochets SC followed by 1 decreased stitch deck. Start by crocheting 3 single crochets SC. After completing 3 single crochets SC, crochet 1 decreased stitch deck. After completing the decreased stitch deck, continue by crocheting 3 single crochets SC. Repeat this pattern for a total of 3 sets in this round. After completing 3 single crochets SC, crochet 1 decreased stitch deck. After completing the decreased stitch deck, continue by crocheting 3 single crochets SC. After completing 3 single crochets SC, crochet 1 decreased stitch deck. After completing the decreased stitch deck, find the first stitch, slip stitch S's. After completing the slip stitch S's, make a chain stitch. Cut the yarn, leaving a tail of about 10 centimeters. Pull the yarn through. Tuck the excess yarn inside the ear. There's no need to stuff the ears. When sewing, flatten the ears directly.